What's up everybody, Brenden here from Pass the Controller, and today we're going to check out a little bit of gameplay from Soul Hackers 2, the new Atlas game, which is a sequel to the original Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. So, still early in the game here, didn't want to get too far ahead before we put up some gameplay, and we'll focus specifically on just kind of roaming around in a dungeon type area and doing some battles. So, we're in the safe house right now, where's kind of our meeting point. We can rest up, use some items, etc. So we're going to go right into the Axis and just check out some battles, some movement, so you can get a feel, get an idea if this is the game for you. Soul Hackers 2 will release on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC on August 26th. So if you are interested in that, you can look forward to checking it out on your platform of choice. I don't think there's any plans to release this on Switch. I don't know if that'll change in the future, but as of right now, those are the platforms it's coming to. So we'll head right in. If you've played other Atlas games, Persona specifically, you will definitely have some sort of familiarity with the combat here. A lot of the same elemental typings and similar combat scenarios going on here.
Make it happen.
So you play as Ringo with a team of Devil Summoners. So when you approach an enemy on the field, you can slash at them to knock them down, so you get an advantage in battle, or a potential advantage in battle. But primarily so you do not give the enemy an advantage in the battle. So, like most RPGs, turn-based RPGs, you have a wheel to choose what you want to do: items, guard, assist, escape, or skills. We're going to attack here. So, go into attacks. Based on the enemies you're fighting here, you have different types of elements, and as you're encountering enemies more than once, you'll find out if they have weaknesses or resistance to certain elemental attacks. So as you can see here, the Beast of Harinaba, it's got black shield on Zeo, so it is resistant to electricity. But if you look down at the meter here, fire and wind have a weakness. Back over here to Jireh, you have similar typings down here. If it has a line, it means that either you haven't figured out if there's a weakness or not, or resistance, or you have, it just does damage. It doesn't have a affinity to either side of that spectrum. So we're not going to attack the beast. We're going to attack Jireh. And then obviously when you're picking your moves, if you already have discover weaknesses or whatnot, it will pop up here letting you know that at least one of these enemies has a weakness. So one of the things you can do in this game is if you attack an enemy with their weakness, which we'll do right now, you'll get a stack. On the top right there you see stack 1. So depending on how many weaknesses we attack during one turn, we can up that meter, and you'll see what happens when we do that. So we'll add another one to that. So once you complete a turn, you have stack, you will then get a bonus attack at the end. So we get a 3 stack here, so that's going to increase the damage that we output on this bonus attack.
Too late for regrets now.
Sort of similar to an all-out attack in Persona 5, but I guess different in a sense that it is a thing that automatically happens at the end of your turn, whereas if I'm remembering correctly, I believe in Persona 5 at least, it was something you had to choose to trigger, or you could choose not to.
Get ready.
We'll get into another fight here. Oh, I missed.
Let's do this right.
Here goes.
So one of the other things you can do is, if you're in an encounter that you think is too easy or something that's just going to be a breeze, you can press start and auto attack, which will just have your characters using their regular attacks. They won't be using abilities. Since we're a little higher level right now and some of these enemies are a little lower level, we'll just auto attack through this so you can see a little bit. You can obviously pay attention to your health, so you know, if you're getting into a sticky situation, you can just hit start again and take it right off. Don't have to worry about getting yourself in a tough spot.
Yes, I'm up.
So we will go in here, and I guess we'll just use attack on these guys.
Holding up, Milady.
Let's go.
See that terror in their eyes? Do your thing.
I'll rip you apart. Is that it?
Yes, you are pretty. Let's go. You were no match for me. You just had to get in the way.
At the end of the battle, obviously, you get an XP, earning money, sometimes items, and you're leveling up not only yourself, but you're leveling up the demon that you have equipped. We can, I guess, quickly go into the demon menu. So go in here, you can check out, you know, the skills that each character has, or can use outside of battle. So like, they all have Dia, which is a health recovery spell, so we could use that if we needed to. We don't need to use that right now. You can look at your items, go into summoners, you can check out you know, some detailed stats on the characters. If we go into demons, we can then pick and choose what character has what demon equipped. A few different ones we have to start here. We got Pixie, Poltergeist, Dormarth, Onmaraki, Haravanaba, Sushigumo, Kairanop. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. But yeah, I try to keep it balanced where I have different, you know, spell affinities between the characters, so we have some ways to work around different enemy matchups as we're roaming the dungeon here. Requests are, you know, some side quests you can do. I won't click on that, just, you know, in case you don't want any type of side quest spoiled for you. Enemies, you can kind of go through and read enemy data on enemies that you've encountered, and then system if you want to save or load your game. So we'll get back into this. So the other thing that goes on here is when you enter a dungeon area or a combat area, you send out your demons and they can do things for you. So you can come across them on the map and they will find items for you, find demons that you can potentially start contracts with, give you health, or, you know, other sort of little things that may happen as you're exploring a dungeon. So when you see them, it is usually beneficial to speak with them. Another demon here. You know what we're actually going to do is, so we've already completed the first floor of this area of the Soul Matrix, so we'll use a teleport.
Get ready. That was close.
Oh, we'll fight this guy too, since he's in our way.
Let's get this party, shall we? Fire. Boom.
Need some help,
Let's
Milady?
go.
That's the ticket.
That's it, Milady.
How about that,
Got it.
Milady?
So the flow of combat, obviously, you know, you want to be trying to attack weaknesses as often as you can, so you can stack and get bonus attack at the end of each turn. Against, you know, easier encounters like this, it's not, you know, the end of the world if you don't,
You were no match for me.
you know, get your stack counter up as you're playing. But when you're fighting harder battles, it is, you know, very beneficial to be playing with that in mind. You can also skip this animation if you want. I've been skipping it from time to time just because I'm trying to stack as often as possible. I don't need to necessarily watch it every time. I believe it's the same animation each time you do it, aside from which demons, if you have different demons out that join you in the fight. So we can teleport. So as you progress in dungeons in certain areas, you'll unlock little teleportation points. That way you can sort of skip forward or go back if you need to leave, which is really beneficial, because I think that if you had to continually travel down the same route and travel back when you needed to leave, that would make the game
Let's take it.
a little more taxing, and I appreciate the quality of life there with being able to teleport around as you unlock them. So yeah, found an item just by talking to one of my demons, which is great. You can display the map so you can see where you're going. We'll keep it on the screen for now.
Get ready. Now we can relax.
And when you attack an enemy like that to knock them down, you don't have to engage. You can just escape them. There are enemy types that you cannot attack, and usually those are stronger battles. We'll fight this one because I think it'll be different enemies.
Let's do this right.
Shall we?
So
Good idea.
Let's see some fireworks. This ought to be good.
Do
I
it,
hear you.
Saizo.
Bingo.
Okay.
So yeah, in this scenario where these two enemies are weak to regular attacks, I'm going to definitely save my MP where I can and just attack them with my regular attacks.
Just to be safe. That works.
Go for
Fine,
it, Melody.
I guess. Did that hurt? That was a let's roll. Can you handle this? How's this?
And just so you'll see, I can skip. We're still going to get all that damage, do the attack, but we don't have to watch the animation. Because the
Go time.
stack
Easy shot.
extra attack at the end of each round is kind of
No reason
always
to
there if you're playing to weaknesses. I usually try to spread out my damage of the enemies that I'm fighting. That way the all-out attack can hopefully do enough to maybe wipe out some enemies as I'm working their health bars down in unison. We'll get some more battles in.
I'll let you
Go
start.
time.
Take it away.
Finish them off.
Do it, Saizo.
And that's the other thing that I kind of forgot to speak on it as it just happened, but sometimes when you do strike the enemy on the dungeon side of things and get that little bonus
Take him down.
Do it, Melody.
potential for a ally attack to start the battle off, which is obviously beneficial when you want to continue to explore dungeons and
All according. Let's roll.
win battles, because you will be starting off with a little extra damage taken on their side, which is great.
Too late for regrets now.
So we got a 3 stack here, so this should do a lot of damage for us, potentially end this battle for us here. There it is.
Wow.
So yeah, it's definitely important to try to, fight with stack in mind and trying to get that bonus at the end of each turn. You can see here, I keep wanting to say personas. Our demons are leveling up. We get some items here. And that's the other thing. So when you are leveling up your demons, they all get to a certain point where they don't learn new moves, at least as of right now. So once you complete their leveling up for new moves, you'll get some sort of special item from them, which is sort of an incentive to kind of mix up your demons and not just keep using the same ones. Obviously, if you know what enemy types you're going to be encountering, you want to switch to have the better weaknesses, the better matchups up there, but you might not always know what demons you're going to be encountering.
Now we can relax. Now we can relax.
Let's keep focused and win this.
So there we go, we got an ally ambush. As far as I can tell, that's just RNG. You slash, but you don't always get an ally ambush to start the battle off.
That'll work. Do it, Saizo.
I don't know if there is a way to trigger that specifically or not, or if it's just based on a random roll.
How about this?
How about that, Melody? Nice move. I got this.
Ooh, that'll work.
That should work. Go for it,
Yeah,
Arrow.
this could work. Done.
Just what let's roll. Can you handle this? Out of my way. Rush 'em!
Almost enough to finish the battle. but not worried about this. We'll just get a quick attack in, and we should be good to go.
Take this. Guess I'm out of their league.
I want that.
So, like I was saying before, there are times where they will, find other demons that you currently do not have yet, and, sometimes they'll ask for money for the join or some other thing, and if you offer that up, you get to forge a contract with that demon, and now you can add it to your roster. But because we have that demon now, it's new for us, we'll go into demons, and change our equipped demons. I'm going to change Ringo's to have McCoy here, so we will equip McCoy. So if you can see, if you look to the center here, under next skill, if we level up McCoy, we will get Agi, which is the fire spell. So if we continue to level up McCoy, so that if you look at my other demons we have here, there's no next skill for any of these because we've unlocked their whatever they have available. So I want to level up McCoy at least to the point of having no more next skills available, so that way we have the gift that he gives and any other benefit that will come from having all those skills unlocked.
Careful.
Begin. You got it. Fire. Boom.
What next? Let's roll. Now, Ringo.
Go
I
for it,
hear
Ringo.
you. That's so.
Holding up,
Just to
Melody.
be safe. How about this? How about I'll rip you apart? You're wide open.
Better step with this power. That should work. Silent as snowfall.
I don't think a 3-stack's going to be enough to kill all 3 of these.
Too late for regrets now.
At least the middle one, I believe, has full health, so it probably won't kill.
Charge!
Close.
All right then.
We're here, pal.
Do a couple of regular attacks, end this fight. Maybe one will do it.
Guess I'm out of their league.
Let's negotiate.
Let's talk to this demon over here. It's another demon we don't have.
Hand it over.
So he won't. This demon wants some of our HP, so sure thing. Oof, almost killed.
I got him.
I haven't declined a demon request, so I don't know if so what I just did there is you can press LB. I'm assuming on PlayStation it would be L1 to do a full recovery, and that just uses your spells that you have available to fill your team up, because that demon contract just took almost all of our HP. But as I was saying, I haven't declined anything a demon has asked for, so I'm not sure what happens if I were to say no there, what would happen.
I'll follow your lead.
I got
Give
this.
that a try.
Looks promising.
You got this, Ringo.
Go for the weak spot.
Sure thing, Saizo. Big damage.
Nice. All
Looks
right.
promising. Do it, Saizo.
Let's fire.
Nice work. Let's finish
Looks
this.
like it'll work.
Ooh, that'll work. Blow 'em away, Melody. You're dust on the wind. You like that?
Guess you are pretty. Let me see.
It's all you. Go, Arrow.
That should. This.
We got a 4-stack. Will this be enough to kill this whole enemy team?
Tear him up.
It appears so.
Easy win.
Alright, let's, I would like to go into our settings here. Let's go to demons. I would like to equip Gremlin on somebody, since that is a new demon for us. So let's see. We already have... We'll do that. We'll fight this demon here. As you can see, you know, there have been plenty of times where we have knocked the enemy down, but it hasn't given us an ally attack up front, so it seems to be just a random draw there.
What's our opener?
This power. Nice.
What's our opener? Still with me? Too late for regrets now. Charge!
Useless fool. All right then. Okay. Let's do this.
You know what's right. Get lost.
There's gotta be an end.
Shall we? Take this!
You wanted a fight? You got it.
Let's skip past this enemy for now and see if we can get to the end of this floor. And that will be a good place to wrap this video up. So we get a new teleportation spot here. So we get a new portal here.
Let's negotiate.
So when this happens, when they find a demon for you that you already have, they'll usually do something else for you. They'll comment that, you know, you already have a friend of mine on your team, and they'll either give you an item, sometimes they'll give you money. I've had times, I believe, where they've healed my party a little bit, so it's usually always beneficial to talk to your demons when you find them in the world. I haven't really encountered a negative encounter in that way. Oh, so there you go. We already have that demon, so they just healed some of our HP and MP, which is nice, especially because we're trying to make some progress on this floor here.
Get ready.
Alright, we'll fight this battle. Oh, ally ambush, perfect.
New face there. Here I come.
Sometimes you gotta risk it.
I'm going to enjoy playing with you.
Here's through. There it is.
Nice one. All right.
That might be.
No, careful now.
Alright, we got one weakness on that enemy at least.
There goes. This ought to be
That's it.
got it. There we go.
A 2-stack, probably only going to do half damage to the rest of these enemies. Maybe 3/4, but I don't think so. Oh wow.
You wanted a fight?
Was not expecting to wipe them out with that. But I'll take it. So we got a new skill. Looks like we got one more skill to learn, and we'll max that demon out for now at least. Again, this is still early in the game, so there could be deeper demon mechanics that show up, but I wanted to capture this early in the game, so that way there would be as little spoilers as possible, but enough for, you know, if you're watching and you're curious about how the game plays, at least the combat side of things, you can get a good feel for what the game at least starts off like. So this is, like I said, very early in the game still.
Shall we?
That's it, Saizo.
Get him,
I hear
Saizo.
you.
Ow! All according to... All right.
See that terror in their eye?
Now, Ringo.
Go for it, Ringo. Nice move. Let me
That'll
see.
work.
Go for it,
Not here goes. Worked.
Out of my way. Rush him!
Oh, so close.
I'm going to
Go
enjoy
time.
playing
Take it
with
away.
you.
Finish them
No
off,
problem.
Saizo. You wanted a fight? You got one.
So...
Thank you for the item.
Look out!
So it looks like the icons above the demons will also give you sort of an idea of what they're going to give you or what they're going to do. So this demon has a little health and MP for us, which is huge. So
Enemy!
definitely chat with them.
Ringo! So...
Just having some funds for us. So I have not encountered a person or anything like that in this area yet. So I'm gonna not encounter them right now because I would like to preserve any sort of cutscene or dialogue spoiler. So we're gonna avoid that for now. But I think that'll be a good place for us then to wrap this video up, just because I wanted to showcase some of the gameplay, movement, and battle mechanics without showing really any story stuff. So there's a this is very early in the game. This is one of the earlier dungeons in the game, one of the early dungeon areas in the Soul Matrix. So if you are curious at all about this game in a deeper capacity, I will have a full review out both on our weekly podcast, the Past Controller Podcast, which you can find on any podcast platform, or on our website at pastthecontroller.io. So if you're curious about deeper thoughts, my full review on the game in a deeper capacity, we will have that available. And I also will be having a spoiler cast / review cast coming as well as we get closer to the launch of the game. So you can look forward to those things, as well as, like I said, my full thoughts on the game. Potentially some more video stuff, we'll see, but I definitely just wanted to showcase some of the gameplay so that you could get a feel for what this game is if you're curious and haven't played a modern Atlas RPG at all. So I hope you enjoyed this. You can check everything we do out at pastthecontroller.io. You can find me at BigRoom, and you can find us on the internet at PastController. And thank you so much.